Welcome back to the More Than Capable Mompreneur podcast. I'm Shannon Baker, a coffee-loving mompreneur that started as a virtual assistant and turned into a total systems geek. And I want to help you shift your mindset and embrace your worthiness while creating systems in your business so you can be more productive and build success on your own terms without the mom guilt. Are you loving that? Well, I hope you're ready for real conversations that will help you beat the perfectionist inside, rediscover your strengths, and up-level your self-love in the mom cracks of time so you can stop letting fear hold you back because you are enough and you do enough. We are more than capable mompreneurs. So grab your cup of coffee, some sparkling water, or pour a glass of your favorite wine and let's dive in. Have you been thinking about creating an online course to help you grow your one-on-one business? I've been thinking about it for quite some time, but deep in my heart, it has never really felt like this would work for me as the creator or even for my target audience who are women who are already struggling with time management, so they don't have time to sit down and complete an online course. So today I'm going to bust 3 myths about creating an online course and talk about why I've decided that I'm not going to be creating one. Welcome to episode number 84. If I had a nickel for every time I've heard someone say, create an online course to increase your income, transform more lives, and give you more freedom, I would have a pretty good looking bank account. After all, I know you started your business to make an impact and to make money, right? I know I did. But guess what? That so-called solution does not work for everyone, so don't believe the hype. I know several women who have invested blood, sweat, and tears into creating an online course, and less than 3 people enrolled or no one enrolled. Well, why? Well, it wasn't because they didn't offer value, because they are killing it online. They're the go-to experts on a number of topics in my community. So obviously, value wasn't the problem. But simply put, their solution to their target audience problem was not packaged in the way that they could benefit and get the solution that they desired. I mean, think about it. How many courses have you personally enrolled in and actually completed 100%, 90%, 80%? Well, I know for me, I've never completed any of them 100%. A few of them maybe at 70%. Most of them are usually, I think if I checked, are around 34 to 40%. So I decided that it was time for me to dispel the biggest myths that you may or may not believe about creating an online course, because I know for me it will be a waste of my time. Hopefully, this is going to help you honestly evaluate if this is something that your business needs or if it's something that you need to pass on. So let's dive right in. Myth number 1. An online course is another great way that people can work with you. Look, I know that you can only take on so many clients if you're working one-on-one with them like I do. But you need to ask yourself if an online course is really going to give more people the opportunity to work with you. Now, the modules in the course that you create are an extension of the way that you work with your clients, but it is never going to be the same as working with you, and they're not going to get the same results without you. To me, it's similar to having a podcast. So on this podcast, I can share my expertise in the episodes, and I can tell you step by step how to create systems and use different tools in your business. But the impact is never going to be the same if you don't work directly with me. And guess what? I love working one-on-one with my clients, so I don't plan to eliminate that service from my offerings. I pride myself in knowing that the way that I work with my clients shortens the learning curve so that they are confident to run their business without me. But then I make sure that they know that I'm the SOS button that they can press when they need it. Now, myth number 2. An online course is the best way to free up time and make money. Now, I know it's important to create passive income streams, and I know for sure that you want to be able to use your time the way that you want. But remember, it's going to take time for you to outline a course, create valuable content for the course, and then market that course so that you can actually make money off of it. Usually that means relaunching if you open the doors and close the doors. You'll have to invest in running Facebook ads that may or may not convert because Facebook ads more than likely is not your area of expertise. You may have to offer a number of webinars or online challenges, and hopefully a few people will sign up for your course at the end. Do you really want to have to do all of that? I know I don't. And that is another reason I'm not creating an online course. But this is what I did do. I have spent time gathering information about Carla, which is the name of my ideal client avatar. I've done market research to help me determine what her specific pain point is, how she likes to consume the information to get the problem in her business resolved, and I'm going to create the solution in a way that works for her. That being said, an online course is not going to help her because she does not have the time to sit down and complete it. Not to mention, like Carla, I don't have the time or the bandwidth to even create the course. So based on the data that I've received, and after realistically evaluating what I can produce at a level of quality that I'm satisfied with, I'm leaning more towards a membership with how-to videos that serve as a resource bank for the busy woman who wants to learn how to integrate tools into her processes to automate tasks to free up her time. But there's also going to be a call component that's going to give members live access to me and other experts as well, which is going to help shorten the learning curve for them. Now, I'm still working through the details, but I already have some amazing resources in the works that are going to be included in that resource vault. And they're especially going to be some for anyone who has a podcast or is thinking about launching a podcast. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, myth number 3, an online course is the best way to identify the right client for you. Now, this myth irritates me every time I hear it because it's just pure nonsense. You really have no control over who decides to purchase an online course. The absolute wrong client can purchase your course and benefit from the information that you provide, but that does not necessarily mean that they're the right type of business or even the right type of personality to work directly with you without stressing you out. To identify the right client for you, you have to have a good screening process in place. And by the way, this can be automated. Not only does my messaging identify who I work with, how I can help them, but the intake form that's attached to schedule a 15-minute chat with me gives me the insight that I need before I even get on the phone. I can tell by the responses if someone is the right type of business to work with me, and even if their business is ready for my services. Then, as I start to ask questions on the call, the answers tell me even more, especially whether or not our personalities are a good fit for each other. And I need that to be the case because I work with my clients for a minimum of 6 months to a year. But all of this is part of my customer care process, which also helps me with tracking leads. So if you want to know more about this process, go back and check out episode number 65 because I talk about the 3 key pieces that this system needs so that you can make a good impression by following up with qualified leads because the fortune is in the follow-up. And as for other ways that you can identify the right client for you, you need to nurture that relationship, which in turn will grow your business. So that means you probably need to consider your lead generation methods. Personally, I'm going to be creating an online quiz because it's going to give me more insight into the women in my community. It's also going to segment my email list and I can then automatically follow up with them based on their personality type. Now, if you'd like to learn more about using an online quiz to do this for your business, make sure you go back and listen to episode number 83. My guest expert was Linda Sadu, who is the quiz queen. She shares some common mistakes that you want to avoid if you want to use a quiz lead magnet, tips to help you get better results even if you're not a sales expert, and she shares some of the benefits that you can experience with email marketing by using quizzes. Now, these are just 3 of the many myths that exist when it comes to talking about online courses. But in the end, you have to decide what works best based on your lifestyle, your personality, your business model, and most importantly, your target audience, because after all, it's all about you being able to help them. So let's recap the 3 myths again. Myth number 1, an online course is another great way people can work with you. But technically, people aren't working with you when they take your course. And for them to really benefit from your expertise, they have to have some way to work with you one-on-one or even with group coaching. So if one-on-one interaction lights you up, then stick with that. Always remember to do what works for you. Myth number 2, an online course is the best way to free up time and make money. Creating an online course and marketing it to create a sustainable and consistent source of revenue is going to require time from you. So before you dive in, make sure this is a format that your target audience is actually interested in. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your time and making no money off your course. Myth number 3, an online course is the best way to identify the right client for you. Just because someone purchases your course does not mean that they are your ideal client. So make sure you have a process in place that screens your leads and helps you track them so they don't fall through the cracks. So that is it for this episode, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Remember, this is the number 1 platform that I use to empower you to take control of your time and your business so that you can inspire, inform, and educate others with your voice, whether it's online through social media, email marketing, a podcast, or even through public speaking. Now, if you've enjoyed listening to this episode, please let me know. Take a screenshot, post in the Instagram stories, and tag me at _Shannon Baker, or send me a DM. I would love to chat. I want to hear your thoughts about online courses. Do you have one? Do you plan to create one? Send me a message and let me know. And remember, you are more than enough. So until next time, keep calm and streamline.